Here we are having a look at PaintingVR's latest update, released by Zander a little while ago, now with a bit more flexibility in resizing and moving the canvas. Loaded it up. The last project I had on did have some purple splatters and the brush holder was over here. A bit of a random spot at the back of the studio. So just put it back to where it should have been. Just get everything back to how I like it. I do have a template stored in the portfolio. It's in one of my previous videos. Just put a clean canvas. And I'll just resave that one, call it starter. And see it there in the portfolio, just to make sure it's working okay. Load up a different file. And then load it back in. That's the paint holder where it should be. So, have a little look at the new canvas controls. We've got a rotation and movement control that we can lock off. Just put everything off to a good position on the side, depending on the size of the canvas. Now you take the top colours and just lay them into the canvas. And we will grab hold of the canvas with the positioning unlocked. And give it a little spin. Now on the palette, that actually only works with those primary colours at the top. I have tried it with any colours that you mixed on the main board and they don't actually transfer onto the canvas. It's a bit of a shame. So next thing I wanted to try was loading up a brush or a couple of brushes on the brush holder, putting that up against the canvas and then moving the canvas around with a brush up against it. See what sort of effect we'd get there. But it starts off alright, but then the paint kind of runs out pretty quick. So I did just check the settings of the brush, but it was full. Kind of full load of paint, no mix, no. Yeah, just double check. Use it by hand. Kind of does what we want to do. Checked it with a couple of other brushes and pens. If you actually move it around with the holder, does what we kind of want it to do. Hold the actual brush, behaves the same, but if you leave it alone and just move the canvas, doesn't leave the paint behind like that. So I don't know what physics is being used to dictate the way the paint gets left. Now you can apply the paint holder to the drill and load brushes on and use the drill to spin the paint holder and get some nice effects. Thought about trying the sponge in the tray. But that didn't work either. Load a paint can onto the tray. And that worked. I never like the way you pick the paint cans up and hold them from the bottom. It just doesn't feel right. I'd never be able to put it down straight. So I loaded up small cans. Kind of did what I expected it to do, so I changed the. I thought it changed the behaviour of the paint in the tins. Should have changed the way they mixed, but it didn't actually seem to do anything. Change one, all the others seem to have the same properties after that. Just change them all. Did it again, but it all just seemed to look the same. Just as an aesthetic note, if Xander you are watching, what I would probably say is now that you can shift this canvas around like that, the little channel along the back wall, I'd probably make it run the width of the studio, or make the canvas stop when it hits that left side. But what's nice is the ability to sit in one spot and just move the canvas around to wherever you need to get to it. Resize it and just move it so you can get to wherever you need to paint. So now I just overlap the paint cans to see if they'd mix together. This is something I've done before with the paint cans on the drill. And they don't actually do anything again. They'll just stay separate. See here with the two overlapping cans on the drill, the paint does mix and at some point just evens out so they're both the same colour. If you do try this one, it's quite important to go the right way with your cans, otherwise the big can overrides the small can and you won't see the effect. Like that. And then from back here I suddenly thought, hang on, let me try the sponge on the drill. I think a mix of different angles and different pressures, you can probably get some pretty cool effects, which will be the next little video that I put up. But thanks for watching. I hope you found it useful and I didn't sound too monotonous. It's the first one I've spoken over. Thank you.